Hi everyone. Welcome back to Woo Can Cook. My name is Wesley, and this is a show where we are slowly cooking our way through all of the food from my childhood. Today we're diving back into our series dedicated to reproducing foods from Americanized Chinese cuisine with a quick revisit to a Chick-Fil-A recipe that we did from a few weeks back. Earlier last month, I took my very best shot at reproducing the Chick-Fil-A Siracha sweet chili sauce, which turned out so well that the next day I ended up using the leftovers of that sauce to make a stir-fry for some friends, which got me thinking that this actually probably might be the best use of this sauce, not just for dipping chicken strips into, which is also definitely a good use for it too though. So today I'm revisiting one of the very early recipes on this channel for General Tso's chicken so that we may do a Chick-fil-A inspired Sriracha sweet chili General chicken, which is pretty wild. For those not familiar, General Tso's chicken, or oftentimes simply just General Chicken, is one of the more iconic, if not the most iconic, fried chicken stir-fry dishes found in Americanized Chinese cuisine. It most iconically features a sweet and savory glaze that coats a fried popcorn chicken and is often optionally paired with stir-fried veggies to round out the whole dish. Because of its very long history here in the States, there are now many different versions of this dish that exist all throughout Chinese American cuisine, all varying on the same theme, some containing broccoli, some sweeter than others, some are often spicier or more savory, but all consistently including a fried popcorn chicken stir-fried with veggies and coated in a sweet and savory glaze. Personally, I might even make the argument that dishes like sweet and sour chicken, orange chicken, honey sesame chicken, and just about half of the Panda Express menu all stem from an inspiration from, you guessed it, General Chicken. So, today we're going to take this Sriracha forward Chick-fil-A dipping sauce that we've created, then use the sugars that are very present in it to reduce it into a glaze so that we may use it to form a Sriracha sweet chili General Chicken. Okay, so let's get into it. Okay, so diving right in, we're kicking things off here first with some aromatic veggies for our wok fry coming up. This is 4 cloves of crushed and minced garlic to start, followed by 1 inch or about 1 tablespoon of fine minced ginger, set aside to add to the wok with our veggies later on. Then next, moving on to our veggies. Now, I think most often you will come across General Chicken served either simply with just fried chicken and glaze alone over rice. My favorite variations on this dish, though, are those that incorporate some form of veggies into the stir-fry. This for us today is going to be some sweet white onion and red bell pepper, though I think that broccoli or dried Tianjin pepper would be slightly more common. In any case, whatever you do choose to use, we're going with a large dice to both of these veggies so that the bite will match our chicken, which we're diving into next. For our version today, I'm personally going with some chicken thigh, mainly because it's what I personally keep on hand pretty much at all times. More importantly though, I also have found that the extra fat in our chicken thigh is going to help us yield a more tender piece of chicken than a chicken breast would. I'm giving my thighs a similar large dice, then adding to a mixing bowl to combine with a quick marinade next. This today is mainly going to stick with tenderizing ingredients because we're being very careful not to drown out the bright and unique qualities of our Sriracha sauce coming up. So this is 4 tablespoons of soy sauce to start, followed by a single tablespoon of Shaoxing wine and a half teaspoon of white pepper, which we're mixing to combine and setting aside to marinate for 15 minutes. During this time, in a separate bowl as promised, we're recreating our Sriracha sweet chili sauce recipe from a few weeks back. This bit is going to be identical to our previous version with one single exception in that we're not going to thicken it with cornstarch at the very end, which would turn it into a sauce, but instead we're going to reduce it over low heat to yield a sweet, sticky, and savory glaze. So, first, this is another 4 tablespoons of soy sauce and a single tablespoon of sesame oil to start, followed by a single tablespoon of rice vinegar for some brightness. Then the main event, this is 4 tablespoons or a quarter cup each of Sriracha and sweet chili sauce going in next, rounded out by just 2 tablespoons of honey to give us just an extra nudge of sugar going on. Circling back to our chicken next, I'm going with what is quickly becoming my favorite method of breading fried chicken, not only because of its simplicity, but also because of the uniquely craggly and crispy texture that it yields. This is a half cup of potato starch going into my mixing bowl so that we may do a quick chicken karaage breading. I'm combining this with my marinated chicken, being very careful to hold back as much of the liquid in our marinade as possible, then mixing this all to coat. Over on the stove, I have my fryer heating up at 350 degrees F, then I'm adding in my chicken about 20 to 25 pieces at a time and doing just a single fry here to yield our nicely golden brown and crispy pieces of fried chicken. Next up, I've removed my fryer oil, reheated the wok as hot as possible, then I'm adding 4 tablespoons of peanut oil and, as always, long yao for that nice non-stick surface. Then going in here first, as promised, are my aromatic veggies. Here's my garlic and ginger going in for about 15 seconds until nice and fragrant. Then next I'm adding in my bell peppers here for a solid 1 to 2 minute head start before following up with my onions next. I'm stir frying these veggies here for another 2 to 3 minutes until crispy but not raw, then removing and reheating the wok over medium-low heat this time for our third and final batch cook. Finally, last but not least, we're adding in our sriracha sweet chili glaze and reducing with constant agitation for about 5 minutes until a thick and sticky texture begins to form, like so. Then we're killing the heat, adding everything back to the wok and giving one more final toss to coat our stir fry in our glaze. I'm serving all of this over rice and we're ready to eat. Okay, so first off, I'll acknowledge that as you may have noticed, our glaze has gotten quite a bit darker because of its reduction, which is not only a visual factor, but I think is also affecting the flavor and quality of the dish as well. Since our glaze has reduced quite a bit more than when we were making a simple dipping sauce, I think all of the flavors in our dish are a lot more concentrated and focused. The sriracha is a little bit brighter, the sweet chili sauce is a little bit more savory, and the honey is a little bit sweeter than when we served this as a simple thickened sauce. All of this to say, I think that this worked out really nicely with our dish because the more concentrated flavor palette really helped bring the dish to life in a way that I don't think was quite as effective as when we were simply dipping chicken strips into the sauce. Then our General Chicken has come together really nicely as well, with the darkened and sticky reduced glaze that we've created working really well for us in creating the sweet, savory, and umami-driven qualities that this dish is known for, with a nice bit of sriracha buried ever so slightly into the flavor palette too. Finally, the last bit that I'll mention is that if you're not making fried chicken with potato starch, you're really missing out. It is the crispiest and lowest effort fried chicken that I know how to make, and I think I've tested out just about every fried chicken batter that exists at this point. Okay, so that's it everyone. I hope you enjoyed this and I hope you give this one a shot. For those who are new to the channel, this one is part of a larger series that we've been doing that's dedicated to reproducing classic Chinese American dishes, so definitely check out that series next if you haven't yet because there's a lot of these. For the Bay Area locals, the Wu Can Cook Fried Rice pop-up is at the West Oakland Farmers Market in Oakland every Sunday morning, so come by and say hi if you can. More about that at wucancook.com/eats. As always, like, comment, subscribe, share, be nice YouTubers, and I'll see you soon.